thinking about it and you're wondering, what do I need to do before I board? What do I need to plan, prep, and book in advance, especially with kids in tow? Well, I've taken my littles of various ages on multiple Disney cruises and I'm gonna help you out. Today is all about what you need to do before you step foot on the ship. What do you need to book and prep in advance? What do you need to do for port arrival times, and how to have a smooth boarding process, all those Disney extras and those special tips. I'm Jordan Ashley, and together we vacation.
Our family of 5 loves to travel to create core memories and bonds that last a lifetime. We believe traveling with kids isn't just possible, it can be truly magical with the right tips, tools, and a little bit of pixie dust. This Disney Cruise Line series was created to help you feel confident and prepared so you could stress less and focus on what really matters, making memories with your family. We live in Mickey's backyard, so you'll find tons of videos about planning your ultimate Disney World vacation. And when we're not in the parks or at sea, we're exploring the world together, from Europe to Hawaii and beyond. So if you're dreaming of more adventures with your family, be sure to subscribe. We're here to help you travel more together.
If you haven't booked your Disney cruise yet, don't worry. Now's the time to find a travel agent that offers onboard credit and personalized planning services. And that's where I come in. I help families just like yours make memories that last a lifetime through their travels together. I help you plan which ship to choose, which itinerary, which stateroom, and everything in between. And of course, there'll be some magical extras as well. Now, if you've booked directly with Disney in the past 30 days, I may still be able to get you some of that onboard credit. Just send me an email and we can get started. But if you don't plan to book with me, that's okay too. I have a treasure trove full of information that will help you have the most magical vacation on earth, whether it's on a Disney cruise or beyond. Just be sure to check out the playlist after this. Number 2, once you've booked, download the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app. Now, this app is essential for when you are actually on your sailing. It's going to be invaluable to you, and we'll talk about that more in a later video. But why is it important for prior to your sailing, when you're waiting and building up anticipation for your Disney cruise? Well, good question. Once you download it, you're going to put your reservation number inside and you're going to see all the information for your Disney cruise pop up. You'll see your itinerary, your stateroom, and other information that is important. And the closer you get to your sail date, the more the app will unlock. So you'll get more and more information. Everything from how to do online check-in to booking extra activities like port excursions and onboard activities. You're going to be able to see more and more and do more as time goes on. And that'll depend on some more things that we'll talk about in just a second. Okay, step number 3, know your key dates. Now, this one is super important. There are 3 major important dates that you do not want to miss, or it will change how you experience Disney Cruise Line, okay? So make sure you put them in your calendar. Make sure you don't compare them to another buddy who is going on the same cruise as you, because they might be different, those dates. And you want to have notifications galore. Talk to your travel advisor about all the best tips and tricks on how to maximize it. I'm going to give you some tips right now, but first let's just list off those 3 important things that you need to remember. Number 1, when do you need to pay off your cruise? When is the final payments due for your cruise? Number 1, very important. Number 2, when can you book all of those extras, those specialty dinings, those free and paid experiences that you can do on Disney Cruise Line? Use some of that onboard credit on a spa treatment or something like that. That's another date you're going to want to know. And number 3, when can you do online check-in? This one's big. We're going to have a whole section on both of these last 2 in just a second. But first, pro tip, if you do plan to get travel insurance or anything like that, or you're considering it, make sure you pay for your travel insurance and book your travel insurance prior to paying in full, or you're not going to be able to add it. Now comes the fun stuff. You've booked your cruise, you've paid in full, and now your booking window for all the magical extras is about to open up. The date for this will change depending on how many different Disney cruises you've been on, but you'll be able to book things like port excursions, Palo brunch, or other adult dining, and yes, it is so worth it. Or you'll be able to get things like character dining or character meet and greets, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, or you'll be able to book spa treatments. All of these things can get very, very popular and book up very quickly. Some of them are actually included on your cruise with your cruise fare, so they book up extremely fast. So you want to plan ahead and know your dates and know what time it opens up for your particular dates so that you don't miss out. Now, this is also a great option for where to use your onboard credit if you do book with a travel agent like me. So an important thing to note is what time it actually opens up. So imagine your booking window opens on May 12th. So you're going to be awake at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time on May 11th so that you can be ready to book your Disney Cruise Line extras. If this video has been helpful to you, please give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. And I'd really like to get to know what you are most excited about for your upcoming sailing. Let me know down in the description box below. Or maybe what are you nervous about? What questions do you have about a Disney cruise? I'd be happy to answer them. But now let's move on to the next tip. All right, we're rolling up our sleeves for this next one because it's that important. We're talking everything online check-in. So there are some pretty important things you're gonna wanna know about online check-in. Number one, everyone's day is a little bit different depending on how many different sailings you've been on. Number two, your booking window for online check-in opens at midnight, at the stroke of midnight, Eastern Standard Time on your specific day. We'll talk about why it's important to have everything ready to go right then at midnight in just a second. So I recommend doing everything on a computer. It's just easier for me to have all of my documents and things ready to go right there, and I just prefer it. But you can also do it on the app. But here's everything you need to have ready. You're going to need to have all of your travel documents. So the passports, for example, you're going to want to have it scanned for everyone in your stateroom and have it ready to go. No glares, anything like that. You're going to need a headshot type photo of each person in your party for security reasons. Disney has their own specific requirements. And then you're also going to want to have things like a good Wi-Fi connection and coffee, because you're going to be up at who knows what time depending on where you are in the world. Now, why is this so important? The earlier you do your check-in, the earlier port arrival time you can have, which means the longer you can be on the ship. And the longer you're on the ship, the more magic you're gonna have. So you wanna have that early port arrival time. Now let's talk getting to the port. Don't worry, you have lots of options, and it will depend greatly on which port you're going to, where you're coming from, if you're flying, if you're driving, if you're staying at a Disney resort ahead of time, going to Disneyland or Disney World beforehand. There's so many different variables, which is again why a travel agent is so helpful. But if you are doing it all yourself, that's okay too. I'm going to talk through some of your major options right now. One, ride, share, or getting a Lyft or an Uber. Definitely an option. Not typically the one I would recommend, however. If you are staying at a Disney resort or you are flying into the MCO airport in Orlando, you can take Disney transportation to Port Canaveral. Not to Fort Lauderdale at this time, but to Port Canaveral. Those are different, and we'll talk about different shuttle systems for that in another video when I focus on that port, because it's brand new. But for now, we're talking if you're staying at a Disney resort, you can take the magical transportation that they offer. Same thing from the airport, and you will have a port arrival time that's the same as everyone else on the bus. So that will be beneficial to you, especially if you are new to sailing with Disney Cruise. You'll get a port arrival time potentially a little bit earlier. You never know, it's not guaranteed, but also they won't leave you behind. So that's a good thing. If you are taking another shuttle service, which there are various options, that is also another potential thing you want to look through. There are so many different options for that. And then of course you could drive yourself. If you are coming from one of the more local areas and you're driving to the port, be sure you are staying at the port the night before. So you don't want to risk it. Trust me, you don't want to risk it. So book a hotel in the general vicinity of the port. If you want recommendations, I'm happy to give those. Just let me know down in the comments or send me an email. Let's talk packing, because this is something you do not want to leave to the last minute. As a procrastinator myself, procrastinators unite tomorrow. Don't worry, this is one of those times where you're gonna need to get over that. You gotta pack right now. You don't have to, but it's definitely helped me and to get it all done at least a few days before, if not longer, so that you can just stress less, focus on the memories, worry about other things like getting to and from the port. So what are you going to pack? There's what you pack for the whole cruise, and then there's what you pack for your embarkation day bag, which is a thing in and of itself. So don't worry, I have 2 videos coming out in these Disney Cruise Line series in the playlist. Be sure to check it out, all about what to pack for your Disney cruise and what to pack specifically for embarkation day bag in order to have the best embarkation day, first day on your Disney cruise ever. So be sure to check those out. But if you want to get a head start, I do have a Disney Cruise Line packing list linked down below that we've used with both babies, toddlers, big kids, and grown-ups alike, so you can customize it to your family and see the free printable down in the description box below. Be sure to check it out, and let's go to the next tip. This next tip is all about those special requests that you can ask for from Disney Cruise Line. Now, some of these things you can do while you're on your sailing. Some of them it's best to do before you're sailing. Say you want to get a crib for your baby, you can request it prior to sailing. If you want to get specialty decorations and things like that, you can do that prior to your sailing. You can get some special extras or presents that are delivered to your room on a specific day of your sailing. Those are all really fun things to be able to do, and you can do that from the app or online, or you can ask your travel advisor to do it for you. And then there's other things that you're going to want to look into as well. So if you have any dietary restrictions or any health concerns that you want to have on documented, be sure to have that on there as well. Again, ask your travel advisor if you have one to do it for you so that you don't have to worry about it. There's so many different things you can add on with a Disney cruise. One thing that I like to request, one of the specialty requests, is actually once you get on the sailing. So I'm going to add it in here just because it's so fun, and not a lot of people utilize this, but you can actually ask for Disney character themed sheets to be added to your kids' beds, and that's just a fun magical surprise. Now, it is based on availability, but I have never had a problem. They've always had some fun themes ready to go for my kiddos, so be sure to request that from your stateroom host or hostess. And that's it, you're officially cruise ready. Check out the description box below if you want to get a checklist to help you stay organized and make sure you have everything ready to go for your sailing. You can always ask me any questions, whether it comes to booking or planning, or even if you've already booked and you're not booked with me, I'll answer them anyway. I'm happy to help. Now, if you do want the onboard credit, you do need to book with me or transfer your booking to me, and we can discuss that over email. Send me an email down below. If you just have a question you want answered, I can answer it down in the comments. And be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and check out the playlist with all my Disney tips, tricks, and things you don't want to miss on your Disney cruise. Adventure is out there, pal, and I will see you real soon. Bye.